Hello everyone, last month I went to see Marvel's Midnight Suns in action in Baltimore, and I produced a lovely little list video about the game, but that list video didn't really feature a huge amount of gameplay, and I captured over 4 hours of the game, and some of the battles take quite a long time and you see a lot of stuff happening in them. So I thought what I'd do in today's video is kind of show you a bit of an extended look at a big bunch of the battles, but also kind of concentrate on some awesome Marvel superhero team-ups that you've never seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not hugely familiar with the comics and the lore outside of the Cinematic Universe, so some of these team-ups may have happened, I don't know, but for that reason I have drafted in Eurogamer's very own superhero, Aoife Wilson.
Yeah!
You're a bit of a Marvel super fan, I believe.
I mean, I just like comic books.
Yeah.
I just like comic books a lot. So yeah, I might be able to shine a light on some of the backstories and things that are going on here. Maybe.
Sweet.
We'll see.
Well, yes, and I don't know. You don't know too much about this game, I believe. I'm not.
No,
not sure
I
how
really
much you know.
don't. I haven't been following it, so
Cool.
yeah, I'm
Well,
excited.
We can trade info then. I can tell you
Yes.
about the game, and you can tell me more about
See
some
how
of the
that
characters.
works?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, well, I picked five team-ups
Okay.
from my hands on. So we're going to start with this one here. Now this takes place in Sanctum Sanctorum. Is that right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is Doctor
Bleecker
Strange's
Street,
pad.
yep.
Yeah, and so today in this fight, we've got Doctor Strange teaming up with Iron Man and Carol Danvers. Now, I know that Doctor Strange and Iron Man have kind of crossed paths in the movies a tiny bit, but they never really teamed up. In this game, they've got a little bit of a bickering bromance going on. It's kind of cute in a way. They're science bros together, and they have this little workstation in the Abbey where the base of operations is, and they're always tinkering with sciencey stuff together. And yeah, it's kind of like a really cool friendship that we didn't see anything like that in the Marvel movies, did we?
Not really, but it's sorry, I'm laughing because you joke about this, but yes, they did have a bromance in the comic books. In I think it was Brian Michael Bendis's run in like 2015 or something.
Right.
There's literally they have like a little thing where Tony really wants to high five, and he calls them like awesome facial hair bros.
That is exactly what they are. I could imagine them after a hard day's sciencing, combing each other's goatees and making sure there's no straggling hairs or whatever.
Yeah, and then like I think like later on when Doctor Strange says it back to him, Tony's like so happy. He's like, yeah, awesome facial hair bros. So there you go. Honestly, like anything that you think could have happened has probably already happened in the comics somewhere, somewhere along the line someone's thought of it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with this game is there's going to be a roster, I think, of about 13 hero characters, and then there's a load of villain characters as well. So you're going to be able to mix and match the characters that you play as at the start of every battle. So you can basically, out of the roster you have, you can create your dream lineups. If you want to see Carol Danvers punching a dude next to Iron Man and Doctor Strange, that is possible here. Carol Danvers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of like was there for a bit, then flew off, and then came back to kind of join in at the end of the battle. Carol
has more important things to do. She's like one of the most powerful beings in the world, so she's got to go and take care of business. Like this is small like fry stuff to her. So and actually I love that she's got her like OG comic book outfit on there.
Yeah, the character designs in this are great. They kind of designed some. They've taken inspiration from the comic books, but given them their own spin a little bit as well. I think Iron Man's costume is based on a Ferrari, They were
Of course it would be. Of course it would be. This is fun though. I'm like seeing. This is kind of my first time looking at gameplay, and it's very
Right.
XCOM, isn't it? Which is not surprising at all.
Yeah, it's basically XCOM with cards. So at the moment, this is the second tutorial mission. The first one happens in the desert, and it's just Iron Man and Doctor Strange. And this one is teaching you a little bit more about how you can use the environment to attack the enemies as well. So
Wow,
you have,
yeah, he's just throwing a sofa at some guys. I mean, if I had a photon beam, I would probably use that instead of a sofa. But you do you.
yeah.
You know?
Well, using card plays costs you a turn basically, but using environmental attacks doesn't cost you a turn. They're like free attacks, so they're always worth doing.
I see. Okay.
As you can see here, I'm currently trying to pick a card. And that was an attack card. You have, I think there's 3 different types of cards. There's skill cards, which is basically your defense,
Yeah.
or your healing cards, and then there's the attack cards.
Gotcha.
So someone like Carol Danvers is an attack character, whereas Doctor Strange has a few more skills. And on your right-hand side, I've just earned 3 heroism points. Now you need heroism points to play your heroic move cards. I don't have. There's none in the hand.
None
here
on
at the
screen
moment.
here yet. Yeah.
But I think I get one in a second.
Uh-oh.
Reinforcements. Here we go. So at the end of each turn, Hydra gets a go. In that case, they're called in reinforcements, and then you get a new draw of cards. So Photon Beam there is a heroic card for Danvers to use, and we have the 3 heroism to use it.
So you got to figure out how you can get the most out of it as well, because it's a straight line. So
Yeah.
can
So
we get more than one enemy with it?
yeah. So I'm using. And at this
There
point,
you
you're
go.
using the one move. One
Yeah.
move you get per turn to to adjust a character's position.
There you go.
There you go. Nice straight line. Boff.
Boff. And
KO.
they've been vaporized.
So yeah, that was a very powerful photon attack, and basically wiped out all of the hordes except for one.
That's what Carol does. She's amazing. There's 2 there. There's 2 left. Look, well, one's at half health.
Oh yeah, there is 2. I was looking at the one at the back.
Yeah.
The Winds of Watum.
Oh, they're done. They're done. Bye-bye.
So all of the cards are nicely decorated, but also
Yeah.
each of the cards, when you play them, they have these signature kind of animations. Some of them are kind of basic, but the heroic cards do have some really great animations to them,
Yeah.
especially one we'll see later with Ghost Rider.
And stuff like that is really important to this kind of game. Like the lovely animations that you get with the cards, and like it just helps it to feel super satisfying to play.
Yeah, I think, it leans into the comic book nature of it as well, because it's all illustrations, it's very vibrant.
That's true,
and
yeah.
visual.
So do you get new cards at every turn?
Yes, you get 3 card plays, and then once you've done those 3 card plays, it's Hydra's turn, and then it draws I think 3 more cards. I think you can play different cards that give you more cards on your next redraw, so it's not always 3.
Right.
But, each card has a little description to it.
KO.
Boff. So there you go. That's all the enemies defeated in that battle.
Lovely.
Okay.
Now who have we got here? Right, so who's Hunter then?
So the Hunter is the brand new character devised by Firaxis for this game. The Hunter is
Interesting.
the son of the enemy in this game, who's called Lilith. Lilith
Or
was
actually, can't they be different genders? Like
Yes,
you can
yeah.
have, yeah.
Sorry,
Nice.
You
The
can.
child of Lilith.
The child, yes, and Lilith gets resurrected at the start of the game by Hydra. And Lilith has this power to take over superheroes like
Yes.
Venom here, who is now, he's called Fallen Venom here, and you can tell he's under the power of Lilith
He's all
because he's
horny.
got green eyes. There's a lot of famous characters that have been turned to the bad side that have been announced. I mean, there's more
Nice.
probably that
Yeah.
haven't been announced, but in a
Yeah.
recent trailer, we saw that there was a Fallen Hulk, which is going to be
Oh
pretty
yes,
scary.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And Fallen Wolverine as well.
Lilith is a pretty powerful character. Like she's basically like she's a goddess /
Right.
sorceress, and there's like no messing about with her. I think she was like imprisoned in Atlantis for like centuries and centuries, and then
Okay. Watching
yeah.
Aquaman fuck fish.
Oh God. No. No, she's she's pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous when she's out and about.
She's an actual character from before then.
Yes, she's an actual. I don't know. She doesn't pop up that often, but yeah, pretty powerful.
Oh, but anyway, as we can see here, teaming up is Blade and the Hunter and Doctor Strange as well. Now Blade, I've seen the Wesley Snipes movies, but he's not being brought into the Marvel Cinematic Universe for another year, maybe. I think.
A little while, but they've teased Blade, haven't they?
Yeah. Is it Mashallah Ali who's playing?
That's right. Yeah.
So Blade will be coming to the Marvel
very exciting.
Cinematic Universe, and I presume there'll be team-ups then, but I'm not aware of Blade teaming up with anyone in the cinematic the comic books.
Blade has a lot of team-ups, yeah. Like there's a whole sort of corner of the comics that are sort of all about these more supernatural kind of like mystical characters, and obviously Blade has a lot of ties to like vampires and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole sort of there's a whole part of the comic books that's all about vampires, werewolves, just spooky stuff. Like, and obviously Midnight Suns was part of that too. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, this battle is still pretty early on. This is just after the tutorial mission. This is taking place on top of the Sanctum Sanctorum. So you can see some black tentacly stuff on the right-hand side. That's because Lilith has basically started warping the building and turning that fallen as well. Doctor Strange there doing some more tricks. So
I do.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I really do love that they're leaning into the sort of the supernatural side of Marvel with this game. It is cool to see.
Yeah, there's one of the characters I didn't actually play as that's in this from the early stage is called Nico.
I love Nico Minoru is one of my favorite characters. She has one of the coolest weapons, I think, in like all of Marvel, called the Staff of One.
Right.
She's originally from The Runaways, which is an amazing comic book series. And I do absolutely recommend it. But the Staff of One, basically, it's like a weapon from her like bloodline, and it's literally activated with blood. Like you have to if you have like a cut, if you even have like bleeding gums or something, or you make like a gash in your arm, or if you're wounded, you draw forth the staff from your body. And the thing about it is it can only cast a spell once with a single wielder. So like you use like a word or a short phrase, and it'll do that, but then you can never do it again.
Okay, well,
really
I
fun.
knew she had blood magic, but that's as much as I knew. I didn't know about the staff. She'd probably do really well teaming up with Blade then, because he's all about making people bleed, I guess.
Well, there you go. You see, like it's all this sort of like, and I think it's all sort of like goes into blood magic, chaos magic, because obviously Chthon is like a part of this, I think, as well with the Darkhold. It's just really cool.
The Darkhold's the book, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So that book was featured in the Marvel Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
That's right,
but
yeah.
I read the other day that, because it's in this game as well, and people kind of assumed maybe there was a tie-in, but I read the other day that it was just accidental. Neither of the teams had talked to each other about it, and then when the movie came out, they were like, wait, what?
Whoops.
So Firaxis just picked it as well, because it kind of fitted in with the style of the dark magic.
Dark magic. Yeah, that totally makes total sense. And I guess it was, they started referencing it in WandaVision, so obviously they had a plan for it.
Yeah. Mother tells us so. Venom has very nice cakes.
I know, right? It's a huge butt. It's right there. Look at that.
Everyone in this game has very, very defined butts. It's quite nice.
Listen, when you're wearing Lycra, you got to put the time in, get your glutes looking just right.
True. Right, let's go on to the next fight anyway.
Okay.
Okay, we're on to the next fight now, and what I want to point out is that there's Bruce Banner up there.
So is he better again, or is he not been turned yet?
He's not been turned yet. When Carol Danvers first turns up in the Sanctum Sanctorum fight, she says that she's been working with Bruce, and they've detected something weird going on. So I only played the first like 4 hours of the game. And the
4 hours is a lot.
It is a lot, but I think it's going to be quite a long game. The tutorial stuff went on for a good hour and a half, and then there's a lot of stuff to do around the Abbey. You can waste a lot of time customizing it and exploring and talking to the characters. If you love lore, then this game is going to be great for it. Lore and Easter eggs and
yes,
references.
Please.
There's so much to it in there, and at the start, at least, once you move into the Abbey...
Your character's got amazing hair, by the way.
He does, doesn't he? He looks like a BG crossed with Lion-O.
Was that what you were going for?
Yeah. BG and O, I called him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so once you first move into the Abbey, there's not much there, and then the heroes build science equipment and stuff, and Carol Danvers builds a station that she can use to communicate with Bruce. So at least in the early doors, Bruce is good. Not sure when he'll turn bad, but it does happen at some point. In this fight, we've been sent to... There's a little triangle box in the background. I can't remember what it's called. They basically just call it a science doohickey or something like that.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So we have to defeat Hydra to get that box. But this team up is Carol Danvers, Blade, and the Hunter. I kind of think that the Hunter and Blade could just sit down and let Carol Danvers take this.
Probably. I mean, but then any team up could probably do the same. But she likes other people to feel involved. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
she could literally just vaporize all of these grunts without even thinking about it.
Like she just did there.
Yep, just like that. Carol, thank you for proving my point.
So that used up 3 of my heroism points on that. There's still 1 left, but I have to earn some more by defeating people in battle. And then here we go. This is the...
Look at this guy. Look at him. As if he wouldn't be running... Oh, don't even bother. What are you doing?
They're just tickling at this point.
Oh, dear. You got knocked on your butt.
Yeah, so none of the characters, because these are superheroes, none of them can get killed. They can get knocked down and revived. If all 3 get knocked down, they don't technically die, but you do have to restart the encounter again.
Yeah.
And some of them get dazed.
I feel like it's almost unfair to get these grunts going up against people with actual magical powers, but we gotta put some stuff in the road. Just
exactly.
You can't have every fight being like Lilith and super powered villains.
These guys give you like a lot of stuff to punch and warm up on, but with the amount of different fallen heroes that there are, there's going to be some really big lengthy fights. We'll see a little bit of it near the end of this video, but the boss fight for the very beginning is you go back and you fight fallen Venom again.
Oh, nice.
And his fight takes ages, because once you knock him down once, he gets up again. You have to knock down the super villains a couple of times before you actually win.
They've got like multiple health bars.
Yeah, basically. Nice knee there.
Chestnut. Yeah.
Oh, ouch. They all have some quite
Are
cool
these other
quips
two
as well.
doing anything? Come on, Hunter. Get involved.
I think I just liked Carol Danvers' obliteration moves.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's Hydra's move now.
You don't look like you're in control of the situation, Hydra, to be honest with you.
No. We've got some company coming in. Charge! So yeah, do you have any knowledge of Carol Danvers and Blade ever teaming up?
I don't actually recall. They don't really exist on the same side of like Marvel, do they?
No. That's why I picked this one specifically, because it seems like a really, really obscure matchup.
It does, yeah. Well, that's the fun of games like this, isn't it? Like, you can have these really weird mashups. Yeah. And it works real well.
There you go. These knockback attacks are pretty good, because you basically get 2 moves for the price of 1 if you hit it right. Am I going to use it? I might not use it. No, going for a Carol Danvers knee strike again. Yeah, you can, if you hit an enemy with a knockback attack, you can knock them back into another enemy and kind of like, you know, bowling pin them down. Oh, do I hope I use them.
To do.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched this footage. I'm hoping that I get to use Blade's heroic
So how many hours in is this that you're still getting tutorials
This is
as well?
probably about 2 hours in now.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. This is Blade's heroic attack. And a big stake through the heart. There's no getting up from that.
Nope.
Yeah.
There, that's super stabby.
Super stabby. And now
Cover the artifact. There's a card to recover the artifact. Very specific.
I mean, in these battles, you're always having to use the cards, but in the Abbey, you do get free roam, and you can move.
Oh, you can actually walk around and
stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, but everything in the battle arenas is tied into the cards. All right,
Nice.
next. Right, so now we are trying to stop a helicopter from escaping. Dr. Faustus, do you know him? Dr. Faustus.
Dr. Faustus. I mean, it's a very Hydra name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if he was made specifically for the game or not, but he helped.
He helped
revive Lilith in the opening cutscene.
Of course he
Captain
did.
Marvel can now go binary.
Dr. Faustus does exist.
Oh, he does, does he?
Yeah. I think he's usually sort of paired against Captain America.
Right, okay.
Actually, he was in Agent Carter.
I've not watched Agent Carter yet.
Yeah.
I should check
obviously it's kind of like all like Dr. Faustus is like I want to say Shakespearean, but it was not Shakespearean. It was a play around the time of Shakespeare by Christopher Marlowe. Yes.
Oh, that was a knockback move from Ghost Rider. So this is Carol Danvers and Ghost Rider and the Hunter. So Ghost Rider, I only know Ghost Rider from the films with Nicolas Cage.
I mean, I think that's most people's like remembrance of Ghost Rider.
Yeah, was he Ghost Rider in all? Because there's been a couple of Ghost Rider films. I think he was in both, but the only Ghost Rider film I've seen is the one that's directed by the brothers who directed the Crank movies. Have you seen the Crank movies?
No, I honestly have to say I've never seen the Ghost Rider movies either.
Oh fuck! You have to watch like the Crank movies. They've got Jason Statham in, and they are two of my favourite movies ever.
No.
They're so awesome. They're just so bonkers and wacky and over the top and like self-referential. They're just amazing. I recommend everyone to watch the Crank movies. And the Ghost Rider, I think it was the final Ghost Rider movie was directed by those guys, so there's some really cool camera work and fights in that. But
well, there is a couple of different Ghost Rider people who have been Ghost Rider, you know, like there's like Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch. So like, do you know which one this is supposed to be?
So I'm not sure, but at the very start of the game, in the tutorial, there is old Ghost Rider. He's got a beard, and he's just like a bit like, can't be bothered with this, I'm off.
That's probably Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, and then this Ghost Rider is a young, I think he's Latino. I can't remember what his name is.
Robbie Reyes?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's got, instead of a motorbike, he's got a big muscle car, which we'll see a bit in this fight when the heroism move gets activated. But again, I don't know any times when Ghost Rider has teamed up with anybody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's a bit of a loner, I think.
Well, no, he's teamed up. I mean, he was part of the original Midnight Suns. That was a comic book run.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But it was spelled differently, funnily enough. It was Midnight SONS. But yeah, it was one version of Ghost Rider. I think it was Danny Ketch that was in that.
Right.
Anyway, he was in there with like Doctor Strange was in it. Morbius was in it. I can't remember who else, but yeah. He has. There's been usually people do team up at one point or another.
Yeah. any memories of Carol Danvers fighting with Ghost Rider?
No, I don't think she was an official member of Midnight Suns. No.
Well, the Ghost Rider helmet in this, it looks really cool as well, with the flames coming out of the face.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a custom outfit design that Firaxis have done. Added a little bit of a spin to a classic comic book design.
Can you change the Hunter's outfit?
Yes, there's so much customization for the Hunter's outfit, but you do have to earn stuff called gloss in order to be able to buy your outfit.
Just paint it on, like, just give us a few wee coats.
Yeah, all the microtransactions, I shouldn't say microtransaction, that makes you think you pay real money. You don't.
Yeah.
The in-game currency is called gloss.
Oh, okay.
And gloss is used for all the customization. So that's whether that's customizing your room and putting in new furniture or buying cosmetics for the hunter. You can even buy new cosmetics for all the other characters as well. They have their own wardrobes that you can check.
Do you have to really grind to get gloss, or is it fairly easy to kind of build up?
So I played this on quite easy mode, and I think the easier you play it on, the harder it is to earn gloss. I think you can play it on harder modes and you'll get more gloss. So it was a bit of a grind for me to earn gloss, but I just wanted to see as much of the game as possible in a short amount of time. Bonk! So we're trying to... Carol Danvers just kneeing the
need a helicopter?
Yeah. We got to... So... attacking the helicopter will delay its launch.
I'm sorry, but that would 100% move if Carol Danvers need it with that force. Like, it would be gone.
Yeah,
you wouldn't see it
in
anymore.
Space. Yeah, if that helicopter takes off, then it's game over. You have to restart that battle again.
Okay, yep.
So it's good to kind of punch it a few times. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward a little bit to Ghost Rider's finish move, because I just want to show you that before we move on. So here we go. Hell Ride is Ghost Rider's heroic move.
Nice.
Costs 3 heroism points to cast, and it looks so cool. I've been told by Firaxis that there's plenty more of these kind of custom animation heroic moves, and they get better and better as they're upgraded and stuff. Because you can upgrade the cards and things. Do
these heroic moves only kind of like get given to you towards the end of fights, or can you hang on to them like whenever?
If you don't use them, you can hang on to them, but the card draws are always random.
Oh, okay.
So you always know what the cards are going to do, and because they're superheroes, they never miss attacks. So you always know they're going to work. So what they've done...
Oh, that's interesting. So there's no like XCOM thing of like percentage-wise when you're like, right up close to someone and shooting point blank range and missing.
Yeah, no, because superheroes they don't miss. But to counter that, what they've done is they've made it so the card draws are always randomized, like a normal card game.
I see.
So that you can't always plan ahead, and there is a little bit of strategy and randomness to the attacks.
You gotta adapt and improvise to survive.
Exactly. All right, here we go. This is the final team up. This is some completely new ones. So this takes place during a 2-part boss fight with Venom. This first part here is in the middle of a street, and there are some civilians trapped underneath rubble. Now this is featuring, and I'm not really showing them off at the moment, but SpiderMan is there.
Hello, Spidey.
It was a recent announcement to the game.
Is Peter Parker Spider-Man? It must be.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. And he's got all the normal Spider-Man moves, you might think.
Yep, you gotta go thwip.
I'm pretty familiar with Spider-Man because of the Marvel movies now. I really like the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I mean, who isn't familiar with Spider-Man at this point?
And that recent Homecoming, I thought...
Home
time, home safe by the bell. I can't remember the one where they all team.
No way home.
That's the one. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, very cool addition to this game, and the other character that we might be able to see just in the background behind the hunter is Magic, who is another member of the Midnight Suns.
That's right. Yeah.
One I'm not super familiar with.
She's Colossus's little sister.
Right.
From X-Men. bosses from the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
And she's pretty powerful. She has teleportation part. Like she's kind of like one of those characters that the limit of their abilities is kind of complex because she literally can teleport through time and space. Like she's a bit like OP in that sense, but yeah she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she, so it's Magic who, in the Abbey, opens up a portal and allows the heroes to go to each of these battle arenas to take on the villains. So if you're looking to speak to Magic, normally she's standing by a big portal in the Abbey grounds. But I decided to bring her with me on this one because I hadn't played as her, and I wanted to see what her powers were like because you know, she had these big portals and things. And also because I thought a team up with SpiderMan and Magic would be quite cool because I don't... Spidey senses. I mean, again, I'm not familiar with them ever teaming up.
Well, she was a member of the New Mutants, and yeah, she's probably, because she's more affiliated with X-Men, she's probably worked more with them. Right. But obviously, in the depending on licensing issues, we can't say X-Men or mutants here. So yeah, but she's pretty awesome. I think she has worked with Ghost Rider before. Well, obviously she has in Midnight Suns, but she's kind of that corner of Marvel again. You know, the sort of like spooky, cosmic sort of eldritch part of it. You know, where it's all demonic and interesting and stuff.
Well,
whereas
what I'm going
Spidey
is I'm going to fast forward again a little bit to the second portion of this fight. Because I want to see, I think I used Magic a little bit more, so we can see one of her portal attacks. So here we go. This is the fight with Magic with Venom. So she's cast a portal to suck Venom and
that'll work.
Trooper in and spit him back out again. Her outfit there is very X-Men-y, actually, comic book X-Men.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, that is. I do believe that is kind of correct to her costume at some points. She's had quite. That's actually a bit more covered up. She's in the grand tradition of older comic book characters. She's not worn a lot in some
inappropriate
iterations.
Battle armor, right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. But she's just pretty awesome. She's had I think she's died and been resurrected and stuff like that. Obviously, like well, I like her. She's
at the
cool.
start of the presentation that we were showing of this game, each three of the high up development team gave like an intro and said who their favorite Marvel characters were. So Magic was Jake Solomon's favorite Marvel character. So he's definitely going to treat her with a lot of respect.
Did he say why?
I think he just loves her swords and her special
The soul
powers.
sword, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like her sort of special weapon, that sword that she keeps whipping out.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty badass as a kind of attack character. Bonk, look at that. Doesn't even need to move to do damage. Cast a portal.
And
smash
what?
it down. But
I can't not look at Venom's butt. Like what? Why is it so distracting?
Because it's so pronounced and
it's just huge. Look at it.
Shiny. You can say what you like about Venom being an evil space mutant thing, but he does his squats.
Oh my god, he really does. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. SpiderMan there, by the way, he's been bound by Venom, and he can only get released now if one of the hero characters attacks him and knocks that binding off. So it kind of removes a move. You know, you have to sacrifice an attack move to free him.
I love that there's a card called Thwip. That's amazing. Yeah. Embrace mother's love.
Yeah. I love all the quips as well. All through the fights you have the characters doing little quips and jokes. And it's all very light-hearted, even though it's kind of like dark side magic and, you know, a lot of the heroes get turned to fallen villains and stuff. It's all still quite light-hearted. It has that comic booky vibe of, you know, still joking when the chips are down.
Aha! Goo. Have that goo. Ooh, level up.
Thundercats.
Yay.
Oh. Right.
Heal.
Well,
So what kind of powers do you have as Hunter?
Hunter's attacks are, at the start, they're basic kind of slash attacks and just knock away attacks. From what I gather, when you're going into the game, into the Abbey even, you can go to people like Blade for training things, and using the training you can upgrade your card. So if you you research cards and get new cards from a table, a research table that Doctor Strange has.
Okay.
And when you get those new cards, you can then bring them into battle, but you can sometimes get duplicates of cards. And then you can go to Blade with duplicates of cards, and you can add them together to power up your cards. So they'll do a little bit more damage after you've upgraded them and stuff. So the more you play it, and the longer you play it for, the more cards you'll get. At the beginning, there's only a small selection to choose from, but I presume by the end of the game you're going to have so many different super cool, super powered attacks to choose from. And of course, again, each time they're drawn at random, so the more cards you have accessible, the less you know what cards are going to pop into your deck each move.
Yeah. Be more, just exciting and unpredictable.
Exactly, just like me. A little, I'm going to...
Oh, Khonshu, look. Oh, that's fun. I just saw the little Easter egg in the background there. Moon Knight Easter egg.
Oh, I did not spot that.
Yeah.
Is this a knockback move? Yeah, so 2 for the price of 1 there. Boom, nice work, BG&O.
Yeah.
You were too weak for this fight. All right, well, we have seen a huge amount of Marvel's Midnight Suns gameplay now, so hopefully Aoife and everyone at home now can understand the gameplay of this game a little bit more.
Ridiculous.
He's amazing. That's the coolest thing. One of the things I said to Jake Solomon was that, our Marvel... we'll Marvel a little bit like customization. I don't know. Is that not gonna make our characters look a bit silly?
Look a bit stupid.
But they were all up because we're not really messing with the established characters. We're messing with
that's true.
A brand new character made specifically for the game. So they were okay with it. They were absolutely happy with customization and and letting you create some kind of weird hairy muscle hybrid bonk throwing around.
Amazing.
So yeah, if you haven't watched it already and you want to see my thoughts on the game, I think 5 things I liked and 2 or 3 things I didn't. There is a link up on screen for you to click on right now. You can go and see that and other videos as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more Marvel's Marvelous Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns stuff on this channel. Closer to release. And do have a marvelous day. Thanks for joining me, Aoife.
Boo.